Okay, this video is going to show you how to draw trig graphs on your graphical calculator. So in graph mode, if I type in a normal graph, it should draw it fine for me. Even if I type something like e to the x, it should draw that no problem. But what you find is that when you type in a trig function, for example, sine of x, we find we get this weird looking graph, and that is because your axes are not currently set up in trig axes, and we know that our trig axes are normally up to 360 degrees or something in degrees. So at the moment we're only seeing the first 6 degrees on either side. So what I need to do is I need to go to V window, and you'll see there's this really nice function here called trig. And if you just click that and then come out, you will then see your sine curve, as you should know and love it. You can then amend those trig ones. If you just want to see between 0 and 360, just amend your x 0 to 360. And there we go. It looks really nice now. It just gives you a much better function, and these settings here on the V window are really helpful for just going between some basic ones. So I use these three all the time. Initial for a slightly zoomed in small grid, standard for your standard minus 10 to 10, and then your trig. Obviously if you don't like the trig one, you can amend it, but it's much quicker to use theirs and amend it. And that will work for cos, and I can even plot them on the same curve. So cos will now come out in red. There we go. And tan as well. And of course you can then look at your graph transformations, etc., etc. So that is how to draw trig graphs on a graphical calculator. Now if I come out of here and if I delete some of these, let's say I wanted to solve this equation here. Let's say I wanted to solve the equation sine x equals -1/2. I probably already know the answer. I can use my calculator, but in case I'm not sure how many solutions I need, then I'll go to my calculator to help me. I can also, I want to solve this between 0 and 360 degrees. So I go to my calculator and I'm going to draw that function. I'm also then going to change my window so it's between 0 and 360. There we go. So -1/2 is down here. So I can just use my mouse or my finger to count how many solutions, but even nicer, if I then input a second equation, y is equal to -0.5, then I will now have that line drawn on for me, which is really nice. And then something else, gsolve, intersect. And it will give me the exact coordinates of those two places. So there's one solution, x is 210, I'm going to stamp that. And then if I use my arrow, there's the next solution, x is 330. So there we go, that's how to solve a trig equation using your graphical calculator. Basically does all the hard work for you.